Okay. 5.3, we're doing 5.3 and 5.5. If you look on your homework lab, it will show 5.3 and 5.5. If you look at the sheet I gave you, it's messed up. Okay. The 5.4 is not, we don't cover 5.4. It's not in your homework, we don't cover it. So it's 5.3 and 5.5 here. So instead of 5.4, this is 5.5. That will be due, okay? Okay, 5.3 first is dividing polynomials. It starts out simple, like everything else, and then it gets a little more complicated. Let's start out with the simple. If you're dividing this by this, you actually are dividing every single term by this. So you could actually put this under each one of these. Okay? So 24 divided by 6, 4. x6 divided by x2, you can get rid of 2 and 2. You have x to the 4th left. Everybody see that? Okay. And then plus 18 divided by 6 is 3.
3x to the third.
X to the 3rd, right. Minus
6x.
no x's.
Just 6.
Yeah, that totally goes away. See that? Just plain and simple. Divide every single one of them by what it says to divide by. So all of the terms get divided by that. Okay, so what do we do here? Put it under all of them. Okay, so put 5y to the 4th under all the terms. 30 divided by 5?
6y to the 4th.
Right, 6y to the 4th minus
3y squared plus 8.
8 and no y. Okay, that's simple enough, right? Okay. This is written like this, but this part might as well have been written under here. Same thing. So put it under all 3 of them, just like we did with the other. 2a squared b. It's just written different. You still write it as a fraction, divide it. Okay, first term. 16.
A squared.
A squared.
B squared.
B squared. So do 3 minus 1, you get 2. 4 minus 2 is 2, like that. Plus
7ab.
minus, no a's, no b's. Okay? Questions over that? Okay. Moving to this. Okay, if this actually factors, it's pretty easy to divide it, right? If that factors, you could say, okay, that's x of x. Saying there's a 3 here. 3 times 7, yes, that adds up to 10, right? If you factored it, you'd get that. You'd have plus and plus. Then divided by x plus 3, that cancels, right? And you get x plus 7. Okay, there's a way to do it using division. Okay? Division, you put this on the outside. X squared plus 10x plus 21. What would you multiply this by to get this? X, right? Multiply x times both terms. X times 3 is 3x, right? We're subtracting this, right? This minus this, so actually put the subtraction. Okay? Then you say plus the opposite and the opposite, 10 minus 3x is 7x plus 21. Okay? Then, what would you do to get this? You would multiply it by a positive 7. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times 3, 21. So it comes out even. That's what we got there. If they factor, that's fine. They're not going to all factor though.
So they don't.
Some of them will have a remainder. If there's a remainder, we'll put the remainder over this, just like you would have if you were dividing normal numbers. You remember how you do a fraction when you do normal numbers? You do something like, and if you did 21 divided by 4, you would do 5, you would subtract that, the remainder would go over this, right? You would have 1 over 4. So when there's a remainder, you put this over that for what follows your answer. So if there had been a remainder of like 1, we would put plus 1 over x plus 3. Okay, so that's how you do a remainder if there is one. We're going to do a couple that don't have a remainder first. Actually, there's a quick way to do it. Let's do this the quick way. Okay? There's actually a way you could do it. What's the coefficient of the x squared here? 1, right? The coefficient of this is 10. Coefficient here is 21. Okay? And what they do is they divide it by, they change this to -3 here. They don't put anything for the x part, they just put something for the second part of it here. They change the sign. That way you don't have to change it right here. Okay, so you put -3. Okay, it will not go into 1. So what you do is 3 will go how many times into 10? 3. 3 times, right? Okay. It's not our answer. Is it? That one. Guess we actually need it there. Hold on just a second. I really don't like using this way, but I wanted to teach it to you anyway. A lot of good that does me. Okay, anyway. So it won't go into that. I guess we do have to have the 1 there. Sorry about that. We have to bring that down and then say how many times does it go. Okay, so we actually have to put the 1 there. Does anybody know how to do this, Philip? Have you done this before? Where you divided it?
Don't you multiply it?
Yeah. If we do it by
Multiply it by 1. Okay. Multiply that by 2.
So it will actually go 3 times, huh? But that's weird, huh? I'll have to show that to you later, guys, I'm sorry. Because it's not going to come out the way it's supposed to like that. It's like, what? Yeah. Okay, anyway, there's a way to do it without doing the long way. I've always done the long way, because I know how to divide. I just have to remember to change the minus into adding. adding the opposite and the opposite, and it always comes out. Okay, so I'll show you that later. I've got to get it figured out in my brain so I don't tell you 2 or 3 different ways and then, okay, this is the right way. Okay, so let's put this on the outside, like out here. Y minus 4. Under the division, you have y squared minus 8y plus 16. Okay, so this will go into this. You need a y, right? Y times y squared. Y times minus 4 is negative 4y. And we have to put the minus, right? We'll put the minus out here in this, change it with a different color, change the signs. Everything in here changes signs. Now you add them. Okay? So we got negative 8, positive 4 is negative 4. Y. Now plus 16. Y times what will give us this?
4.
Negative. Right? Negative 4. Okay. Negative 4y. Then negative times negative is positive. It's exactly the same. You don't have a remainder. Your answer is just y minus 4. Okay. Okay, 8 plus 4 on the outside. We might have a remainder, but I think we still have another one that doesn't have a remainder before we start having them. So a plus 4, how many times? I should put this lower. We need an a, right? A times a squared. A times plus 4 is positive 4. Subtract, changes the signs. Negative 8 and negative 4. Negative 12, right? Oh, this one does have a remainder. Because you're going to have 12, and that's not going to come out. So you need to multiply it by negative 12, right? Negative 12 times a, negative 12a. I forgot to bring that down, sorry. Negative 12a, and then negative 12 times positive 4 is negative 48. When it's not exactly the same, we need to do the subtraction and show it. Okay?
So then,
Show it, show it, show it.
Yeah, slow down. Please.
so you don't bring the 16 down right away?
Yeah, I should have. As soon as I did that, I should have brought it down before I put the 12 up there. As soon as I did negative 8 and then negative 4 is negative 12. I should have went ahead and brought that down, yes. You brought it down, you said, what do you need to do this? Negative 12. Negative 12a is negative 12a. Negative 12 times 4, negative 48. Then we have to subtract, so that's when it came into changing the signs.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have brought it down right away. Positive 48, negative 16 is a positive what? 32. So this remainder goes over this. Remember how we said the remainder goes over that to give you the fraction part? So we have to put this over this. So there was a remainder.
minus 12.
Huh?
What are you doing with a minus 12?
Why am I getting a minus 12?
No. What do you do with the a minus 12?
That's part of your answer.
Okay.
The whole thing is part of the answer. The remainder is not the answer. Everything up here is the answer.
So a minus 12 plus 32 over a plus 12.
Right, that whole thing. You gotta type the whole thing in as your
It's always
answer.
going to be negative on the outside?
Yes.
Then you change
You
it to
always
positive?
subtract, yeah. Right. I don't even want to show you that other way, because I never cared for it. It confused me, so why should I even show you? It's probably going to confuse you. You know, that way where you change it on the outside? I mean, if you want Taylor to show you, she could probably show you real quick, and if it's quicker for you, fine. It was never quicker for me, so. So why confuse you more? This way, all we have to make sure you remember is this part right here. Don't forget it, subtract. Okay, can we go on?